Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Big hello to everybody in the live chat. Great to see you. And thank you to the members of the channel for being here as well. I see y'all in the chat. Yes, I do. Thank you to my mods today. Nancy's here. Grace Kelly's here. I'm like, what day is it? Is Dip here? What day is it? I think it's Sunday. All right. I'm Natalie, and this is Scientology Life After a Cult, where we talk about the news that has the internet buzzing. There's a lot of buzzing right now. We also talk about my 35 years in Scientology, leaving with 3 generations of my family. And throughout the week, I do interviews with different people in the community. So when you hit the subscribe button, make sure you set that notification bell to all as well. So hopefully you get those notifications. And everybody who's over here, who's here in the chat right now, or just watching and not in the chat, please hit that like button on the video so we can get even more notifications out. Want to make it rain notifications. Aloha to everybody. Yes, I am still here coming to you live from Hawaii, in town with my family. We've been celebrating the life of my father for the last many days. It continues on today and tomorrow. So it's just been so fantastic. I'm so glad that I came. I'm so glad that I listened to a lot of you and my family and decided to make it. Tony is doing well. He has family staying with him back in Minnesota, and he's having a good time. Which even more so, I'm glad that I came. All right, people, we're going to talk about a lot today. We are going to talk about protest news, some other Scientology news, and of course, we're going to get into it with the whole Aaron Smith-Levin, Mike Rinder, Leah Remini, what's happening. This is going to be just like fluid moving information about this as so much comes out. We're going to talk about that towards the end of the broadcast so that you can all focus right now on the early part. All right, so let's see. What am I missing? Did I do all that? Did I get my housekeeping points done? I do believe I did. That's right. Aloha is the word today. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's take a look quick at something I got sent that was interesting because I love this show on YouTube. It's called The Y-Files. You guys watch The Y-Files? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comments if you're on the replay. No slacking. You jump in those comments, answer questions. Let me know your thoughts as well. So I like watching the Y-Files. I don't get to watch it as much because I'm pretty much consuming Scientology content 99% of the time I have where I'm watching anything, to be honest. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go look at this from the Y-Files real quick because there's a mention of your favorite cult and mine, Scientology. So let's take a look.
Chat. Logan, can you please tell me your thoughts on whether UFOs are extraterrestrial origin, at least the technology? Also, do you think Shelley Miscarriage is alive? LMAO. Where is Shelley? Shelley Miscarriage. I'm sure you guys know who that is, but that's the wife of David Miscarriage, who runs Scientology. She's been missing. She hasn't been seen in public for years, but allegedly she's at some compound in the woods and they did welfare checks on her and she's fine and says that she just wants privacy. Okay.
That was about it. But if you're a fan of the show like me, you're watching going, oh, he mentioned Scientology. And you like fangirl out. I am the biggest fangirl. I'm going to tell you right now, I am such a dork. You should see me meeting, but I get to meet the other streamers and other people in the community. All right. So you saw that. Okay. This next one. You guys have heard me troll a few times. Jeff Pomerantz, you've heard that name. He is a longtime Scientologist and the voice of all of these propaganda events and videos that Scientology does, which is why I troll him. I troll him also for other reasons that in my mind don't make him the greatest human, but we're not talking about that right now. We're here to just troll him on this other thing. You know, when you hear the booming Scientology propaganda events, it's expansion as never seen before. That guy. Well, that guy did a little video inviting people to come to one of the largest gatherings of psychiatrists on the planet. All Scientologists should come to protest. We're going to see who came to protest. That's what we're going to do. And I apologize. That probably got that was a bit much. All right, let's look at this. And then again, this is Jeff Pomerantz, longtime Scientologist and propaganda voice. My apologies ahead of time for anybody who might be triggered by this voice. And let me know in the chat and the comments, especially all my never ends, but also my ex-Scientology crowd. Is it nails on a chalkboard to you too when you hear his voice, or is it just me? Is this just part of my trauma package, or you guys feel that too? You guys tell me. Check it out.
Hi to all my friends in the New York area. This is Jeff Pomerantz, and I'm inviting you to a surprise party on May 4th.
Now, for one, where's the white sash? Every Scientology event he would be at in his tuxedo, he always had this white sash that he wore decades beyond where it should not have been worn anymore.
Saturday, the American Psychiatric Association is having its annual meeting, and we are going to provide a surprise for them.
We're going to provide a surprise.
So please join me. Let your friends know. Everybody come. We want to have thousands of people. So please help. Thank you very, very much. Contact CCHR or your org.
Thousands of people. They would like thousands of people there. Thousands. Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comments. How many do you think showed up? How many do we think showed up for their thousands of Scientologists come out and protest Scientology? Because, we don't roll with those psychiatrists. That's their whole thing. L. Ron Hubbard's number one boogeyman was the psychiatrists and the psychologists. Yeah, nobody. Maybe a couple people showed up that maybe weren't totally seen, but for the most part, nobody showed up. Not even Jeff Pomerantz. He did not show up. So fail, Scientology. OSA. You got to let people know ahead of time sometimes with a protest like that, and maybe they would have showed up, but they didn't. So yeah, it's zero. It's nothing. Okay, Clearwater. Did you guys know? Of course, you know that Kirstie Alley passed away. I think it's been a couple years now. Has it been? 2022, I want to say. So maybe we're going into the second year there. If you are in the Clearwater area, there is an estate sale going on. An estate sale. I thought this was interesting because it's Kirstie Alley, Clearwater estate sale, an eclectic life emerges. And there are some, interesting things there. You got like what looks like maybe a painting or picture of her, some furniture pieces, blah, blah, blah. The bike she would ride around town. Now, this estate sale is not at her actual home. That home was sold. This is at another property. But yeah, the bike, by the way, this was selling for $950. It's not even an e-bike. It's just regular bike. I don't know bikes too much, but I don't get it. Some things, there was an $18,000 peach ball gown that she wore in a Jenny Craig commercial. But if you want some Kirstie Alley memorabilia, get on out there because it's still going on. Let's see, when is it going on? The date is in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. If you really want to know, go look at the article down below. I will post the article and all the videos as well. Yeah, it is a cute bike, though, I got to say. But I don't think it's a $950 bike. Maybe it's because Kirstie Alley owned it and used it. That's got to give it more value, I would imagine. But yeah, a gown for $18,000. Wow, that is a lot. But if you're into that, you can go check it out. There's also floating around, we were talking about San Francisco Scientology and how it's being run by Aaron Cairo, who owns the skateboarding company. But he was all, no, I'm not running Scientology. Yeah, you are. You're running Scientology in San Francisco. We all know it. We've seen your garbage. We have gone through your garbage and we see your name, and there's outright pictures and videos that Scientology puts out about it. Well, Scientology San Francisco has put out a survey and they would like our feedback. So let's see here. Let's take a look at this. What do they want to know? What do they want to know? And I don't use this Gmail that's on here, so don't email me there if you want to reach me because I almost never check it. Your FEBC, so that's their Flag Executive Briefing Course. That's the team that Aaron Cairo was on. And supposedly they went to Flag and did all this training. Panko, thank you for gifting 10 Scientology Life After a Cult memberships, making it rain memberships in the chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that support. Truly. Okay, now let's have some fun with this. What do they want to know? Let's see. You know what? I wonder if it'll work if I tell me in the chat. Should we just fill this out? It's real short. I think we should give them their feedback. One of my emails is already plugged in, right? Should we just, it'd be rude kind of if we didn't, I think. So let's see. My name. That's an easy one. Natalie Webster. Oh, hope this doesn't get me stuck on their email list. But you know what? Won't matter because I hardly check that email. How are you doing along all of your dynamics? Okay. So in Scientology dynamics, these are the different sections of your life. Your first is yourself. Your second, which you guys hear a lot about because it's sex and family. So that's why you sometimes hear Confident Chris telling security not to 2D flow him because that's his second dynamic. So yeah. Okay, so what else is on there? How are my dynamics going? Really good since I left Scientology. Let's see. I have grandchildren now. No thanks to your efforts to force me to end my pregnancy. I think that's an honest answer, right? How's that? Okay, let's see. What else do they want to know? They're in San Francisco. What are you trying to achieve in life? Definitely freedom. Kind of have that now. Oh, I'd say like happiness, the bandwidth to, well, you know what? The ability to really help others, not how we faked it in Scientology. We'll abbreviate that for short, right? Okay, let's see here. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. You guys can't see this screen. I made it go away. Here it is back. Here it is back. Okay, so this is a survey from San Francisco. Let's see. What barriers are you running into which get in the way of that goal? Not really any. I mean, I do, obviously, but I won't have time to explain. What areas in your life need most improvement? Relationships, well-being. I need more exercise. That's for sure. I feel like I don't get enough heart healthy exercise. Have you completed a Golden Age of Tech Phase 2 Purification and Survival Rundown? Ooh, that's a new one. That's a new one for me. I mean, no, I did not redo the Purif. I did not. So I didn't do it a second time. So no, because I didn't want to overdose on niacin and ruin the one kidney I have left after giving one to my mom who was on OT7. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a good answer to that question. They might know and they might not know my story in San Francisco too. So who do you know in your life that needs Scientology? Yeah, that'd be nobody, I guess. No one on account of it being a human trafficking cult. Okay, is there anything else you want to communicate? Oh my God, you guys, that's a tough one. Anything else? Anything else? Oh my God, if I could say anything to San Francisco Scientology, and you know they got to read this too when it shows up in their Google thing. Oh gosh, I don't know. You know what though? But I need to know because I can't take my time with this. Is there anything else you want to communicate? I'll be protesting at the Hawaii org if you want. No. This is San Francisco. I forgot, not overall. Let's see. Say hi to Aaron Cairo, the leader of Scientology in San Francisco. Also, if you need help leaving, reach out. I can help, so can others. We'll keep it that simple. All right, submit. There we go. I hope somebody gets an increased stat because of that. Oh, that's right, Claudia. I should have told them to watch my channel. I should have been watching the chat. Well, we got that done, so we can take that off my to-do list today, and we can go over and enjoy an interview. D.O.A. did another hammock interview. He speaks to the streamers, and he sat down with Nancy Drew. You guys know from Chicago, the whole boob gate, the whole boob attack, alleged boob attack. Okay, let's be straight about that. Even though deadly weapon over here, Deadly weapon. Deadly weapon. Okay, so he sat down with Nancy Drew. We're just going to look at a little clip. Go watch the whole interview. It was fantastic.
Consent, but so we might be making boob references. I'm going to be shy completely around, but she is facing charges right now in Chicago for illegal use of her boob, and so I love that. I love that story. So who am I speaking to here right now?
So I'm Nance Drew on YouTube. You can call me Nancy or Nance. I go by both in real life too. And what else? I could tell you a little more about me, and that's why I got into this.
She shares what inspired her to protest and about her background. It is such a great interview, guys. That's on DOA's page. Link down below to all the questions. I also linked a link to the survey I just did, but don't do it now. I need you to focus because we're about to really get into it. But if you want to go fill out your own survey, but be forewarned, you might end up on a junk mail email list, but that's okay because that's my goal anyways. So I can see what they're putting out, at least in San Francisco, because I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. Are you guys hear the birds? They're like on fire. Not literally on fire. They are fire. Let's look at this. So this is over in LA. This is a clip from literally Michael. And he's out there checking out them setting up for this event. Like, what is happening at the Blue Buildings there in Los Angeles in the Hollywood?
I mean, are these legal? I mean, is this to code? I mean, look at this bogus stuff. I mean, they're cementing these pipes into the ground and using it as a fencing of some sort, but I don't think this is to the building and safety code.
I just like how somebody's just always there to just call them out on their crap, right? You just can't do anything. You cannot do anything, Scientology. Hey, Nance Drew, great to see you here. Hey, Dip Me in Glitter. You just got to love it. Okay. Also at the Blue Buildings, DOA was there, but we're going to take a look at a stream from Confident Chris because I could say you're not going to guess who showed up, but I think you would if we know it's Confident Chris. Mini DOA can't be far behind.
Got updated.
I'm sorry, Mini Streets LA. That's DOA standing in the front.
And now it's
Maybe it's not updated on.
this whole sidewalk is off limits too.
Oh, the sidewalks all the way around the perimeter are hard closure. That's what they're requesting.
Yeah.
And then across the street is just soft closure.
They're going over the permit for this event that was being put together.
So it looks like this was updated 4:30. You're
So
welcome
it's
to
a
take a picture of the
When
permit.
does the hard closure start?
It said it started this morning.
Oh God, this is ridiculous, guys. This is
That's
ridiculous.
the soft closure over here.
This is ridiculous.
Okay, when does that start?
It's started at 8.
Both of these are, so this is a hard, this is soft. Now explain to me what the difference between a hard closure and soft.
He stays pretty quiet, but he's there. He does say a few things, but I was glad because when you're looking at permits for a Scientology event, it's always good to have more than one pair of eyes on that. Did you hear too? Like, oh, this permit was updated at 4:30 in the morning. Like, what? Really? Who's updating something then? I didn't even know like the city was working or open. Call me crazy, but that just sounds a little bit like shenanigans. Well, the live streamers and protesters were up to their own shenanigans outside the Blue Buildings too. LA Cam's uncle had gone missing, and I say uncle in quotes. So they put him on a backpack because the quickest way to find somebody when you do not have milk cartons available is to put them on these new electronic backpacks. And LA Cam and Jessica Palmadessa were having fun with it.
So this is his uncle. He was last seen in the Blue Building, used to walk up and down Hollywood Boulevard all day long.
You know, sometimes we'll be like, we're doing a movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're doing a movie.
Why are you lying?
And then, and then after he says, like, we're doing a movie, he invites you inside and it tells you to buy his book of Dianetics. Yeah, that's him. Ever since the test center on Hollywood Boulevard shut down, he's been missing. So, just been on the lookout.
He's around, not as short as you, a little, maybe a little shorter, but he walks around really.
As short as you. You have to say about your height. Oh, that was so funny. And if you didn't recognize, I'm pretty sure that was Sebastian's picture on the back of the backpack, was it not? From the early days of the Hollywood Testing Center. Wasn't that Sebastian? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comments. I'm pretty sure it was Sebastian. All right, you guys. Oh, look at here, you slackers. Hit that like button. What's up with that? Girl over here is working hard in Hawaii while on, come on. Okay, so also at the Blue Buildings, I love watching Danny and Leah protest. Jessica PALMADESSA, we're going to look at her stream. Danny has just got one of the most booming voices. He doesn't even need a megaphone. In fact, he has been mistaken for having had a megaphone when he was not using a megaphone. So I call that talent. Some people might call it something else, but take a look at this on the other side of the Blue Buildings. Danny's impact here on YouTube, and this is Jessica PALMADESSA's stream.
Scientology is a scam! Sean, I know you're in there! Guess who's here? Jennifer, Eddie, William!
Little Ludo!
Oh no!
You're doing great, sweetie!
It's all a scam, people! Open your eyes! It's all a scam!
It really is amazing, the power of his voice. Same with Selfless Self. I don't think Selfless Self could whisper. He's just got that awesome, just like so much presence with his voice. I love it. Having him protest too, or like Pearl Snappy. I just love the different ways that people do it. Let's take a look at what happened when, I think this is when they were over by the officers and letting them know. I love too that I often see on these streams where they educate the officers, especially if they've not been there before. Hey, this is why we're here. This is what Scientology is about. And then they have fun with them at the same time. And these backpacks are next level fun. I keep forgetting to look them up because I want one. Oh my gosh, my grandkids would love it. I could put things and messages on the back and show them. Then they'd follow me around like the Pied Piper. It's a grandma's dream. Check it out.
Set, go.
Hip hip! Hooray! Hooray! She's about to join our side.
This is more fun than what you have to do all day, just watching cult members.
Let us worship in peace, officers.
Hip, hip!
Hooray! Hooray! This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You know me, I love a good hip hip hooray. I decided to take that back from the cult. Actually, probably when I came on YouTube, because it was like nails on a chalkboard to me, kind of like Jeff Pomerantz's voice. But I made it a part of my intro. I refused to give it to Scientology. I took it back, and now I like it. Hip hip hooray. I do my little hip hip hooray shimmy when we get when there's new members usually. Speaking of, thank you so much. I always get this name wrong. Mact Mydrochigal. Again, gonna call you M. Thank you for being a member for a month. Building Cold, never heard of her. Oh my goodness, that's so true. That's so true. Hip hip hooray. Okay, so let's go over to Danny's stream, Danny's Impact, and he's reminding the LAPD about what their First Amendment right is. We're letting them know, hey, we have a right to be here. Check it out.
It's a freedom of religion and freedom of speech, officer. Learn your laws. First Amendment, we could be as loud as we want.
I'm returning your warning.
We are returning your warning. Thank you for coming and wasting your time. Now let me go back to doing math.
Can't wait till 10.
Thank you for coming, and we return your warning with a warning of our own. We get to be here. All right, so let's see where we at now. Oh my goodness, did you guys catch Lara FM and Surge, literally Surge at is it the Viper Room? It was the Viper Room. Bunch of people went. We are going to look at a clip from JDSA's stream. It looked like everybody had so much fun. So great to see them getting together. I love seeing people, protesting and doing those things together, but also spending time and getting to know each other and supporting each other in life, in their art, in whatever it is that they're doing. I absolutely love that. So let's take a little look at a clip from, I do believe this is from JDSA, and Lara talks a bit about her passion. We just have a little bit, but you got to go see the whole thing. This was so good.
There's no reason for an adult to want that control over a child. Let's end it on that. I just learned that everybody's running.
The fun thing is hearing everybody around there singing too, because as you know, a lot of Lara FM's music has been becoming kind of the soundtrack to these protests, because sometimes Scientology will put out or play copyrighted music on their janky speakers, which go out half the time if you're in Austin, which, by the way, Osa, add that to the to-do list. Austin's speaker keeps going in and out. It's because you're shutting the door on the cord. And if you cut off the electricity, it won't work. So that is my PSA. But loved it. Wasn't it great? I know a lot of you saw it. My son trying to call me. I told him I was going live. Let's see. Okay, over at the Blue Buildings, speaking of Jay, you know what? Hold on, because Jay, I'm doing my live. Is everything okay? What? Okay, call Isabel's phone. Okay, bye. He's locked out. Moms be momming. What do I tell you? It's been great having my kids here. Actually, all three of my children are here, which is fantastic. And Mina, my granddaughter, unfortunately, Oliver couldn't make it, but otherwise everybody else is here, except for Tony and his boys leave a big hole. We are missing them. So let's go take a look at JDSA, who is reminding, I thought this was so beautiful, reminding this Scientology Sea member that there's life outside of the cult.
When's the last time you spoke to your family, man? You ever have thoughts that they may miss you? They may be wondering where you're at. It's okay to have the thought to leave Scientology. Is this what you thought you would be doing when you grew up? When you were...
That guy looks young, too.
Growing up, did you think you'd be moving this shit for this high control group that abuses children by brainwashing them? Look, man, you may have been born into this, and that's all right. Just think about this. It's never too late to leave. You look too young to be doing this. You should be living your life. Trust me, brother.
He's trying to move his head away from the camera. I'm surprised he's out there without a mask where he could be seen. Surely they know there are cameras everywhere, and not just the Scientology ones. People, live streamers, people never in Scientology are out there pointing cameras at us. Our families might see us. Our friends might start asking questions. Yep, Jay does a great job, did a great job. So let's see. He also I just love this because he's just, they're minding his own business and then sees all the police headed into the parking garage after the event, where I'm guessing is where they put their cars, safely in the parking garage.
Oh my God. All those cops to protect Scientology.
That's right. That's right. At least Scientology does provide secure parking where, in case it rains, your car won't get wet, stuff like that. So yeah, got to give them that. All right. Let's see here. We're going to hop over to Chicago, where Free XENU Project has an interaction with a Scientologist who has a very strange definition of what harassment is. I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you write things in chalk, that's very harassing to Scientologists. And if a Scientologist approaches you and starts to harass you, know that you are now harassing them. That is how it works. That is called Scientology math and Scientology mental gymnastics. Takes a lot of practice to understand all of that and believe it. But this is Free XENU Project out in Chicago.
I am familiar with it, but like you're harassed. Okay. I didn't say a word to you. You're putting stuff on the. You're putting stuff here that's I consider to be harassment.
Yeah, he was writing about Lisa McPherson. So apparently the death of a Scientologist at the hands of Scientology, if you mention that, that's harassing.
Well, it's called the First Amendment, and you can camp. Yes, I'm not harassing you. I have not even talked to you, sir.
Scientologists literally walked up to Free XENU Project.
Sir, I was doing something. You came up to talk to me. It's Cam back. Yeah, I got it. Why are you feeling harassed? I'm sure I will.
Yeah, then he just takes off. Gone. Just gone. Whoop. Right out of there. There's just two things that have really surprised me in this protest against Scientology. There have been multiple protests over the years against Scientology, and this one's different given the live streaming and the internet and the in real time and how many people can watch and how many people never in Scientology are here to bring down Scientology and expose it as the what do you call human trafficking cult that it is. Liz, hey Liz Ferris, love your face too. Great to see you there. Okay, so let's do a quick pop over to Clearwater where Lori plays. I don't know if you guys ever heard her Scientology song. We're just going to listen to a little bit of it.
S is for squirrels who protest together. C is for tax evading cults. I is for interesting. Dave is not in prison. Shacked up with Danny M. E is for E-meter to discover all your lies. N is for narc and non. T is for tone scale. Can you get to 40 before you hit body death? O is for overts. Tell me all your crimes. L is for L. Ron Hubbard. Duh. O is for Office of Special Affairs. Because every church needs a spy wing, yes? Y is for you have got to be kidding. Can't you see this is a cult?
I just love that. Oh, Lori plays. I love that. She is going to be heading to Austin, I think, with a few people. I don't know exactly when. Some of you might already know because I know she has been talking about it. And I cannot wait. I just cannot wait. Cannot wait to see what happens and how that all plays out there. Okay, so let's you know what? Let's talk about Aaron's video and get into some questions. I mostly want to know where you guys are at. I want to hear what your questions are, and let's talk about it. I'm going to play a couple of clips from the video. You can probably hear that. That's my son who decided in the middle of his mother's live stream, now would be a good time to run the coffee maker. I meant from the coffee shop. If you could get me but never mind. Is that for me? Okay, never. And it's not even for me. I texted him, I'm like, can you get me a cup of coffee? Because the machine here just does espresso. I just want some regular coffee. Nope, doesn't do it. Then makes coffee not for me. I'm kidding, Jared. I'm giving you a hard time. Okay, back to it. Dang it. We got like serious business to discuss. Okay, so let's take a look at this. The first clip, let's just look at, this is where Aaron, if you guys didn't catch it, link down below. You got a lot of catching up to do. Some reaction videos as well. Things lots to catch up on. So we're going to kind of go through a few things. And if you don't know about it, we will recap it a little bit. But let's take a look at this first clip. And again, this is from Aaron growing up in Scientology on how he got a hold of the OSA files. Because there were these files on a thumb drive that Mike Rinder took when he left Scientology, when he escaped from the Sea Org. And Aaron talks about how he got his hands on those.
He goes, I don't know. She goes, look, I'm fine on giving you the files as long as you don't do any videos about them before me and Mike can do videos about them. I'm like, okay, fine. So she gave me the files, even though Mike asked her not to. And then later, when everything went to hell with me and the Aftermath Foundation, and I guess Mike found out that she had given me the files. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pull up the text. Basically, Leah sent me a text just furious that I was going to do anything with these files. Except these files show actual crimes. They show actual evidence of covering up of child SA in Scientology. I don't know. What are we here? Are we here to get out the good word? Are we here to do the work? Are we here to expose Scientology? Or are we here to protect Mike Rinder? I would argue we are not here to protect Mike Rinder. She goes, I don't know. She goes, look, I'm fine on giving you the files as long as you don't do any videos about them before me and Mike can do videos about them. I'm like, okay, fine. So she gave me the files, even though Mike asked her not to. And then later, when everything went to hell with me and the Aftermath Foundation, and I guess Mike found out that she had given me the files. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pull up the text. Basically, Leah sent me a text just furious that I was going to do anything with these files. Except these files show actual crimes. They show actual evidence of covering up of child SA in Scientology. I don't know. What are we here? Are we here to get out the good word? Are we here to do the work? Are we here to expose Scientology? Or are we here to protect Mike Rinder?
So we know, because I had heard about, I have not seen these OSA files, but you guys know, like, I am new to the scene. I am more like a baby YouTuber. I came on in December and been getting caught up on a lot of this. There were those files from Scientology, and some of them, those are the spy files that Mark Headley uses on his channel when he covers all that stuff about Tom Cruise and the celebrity news. So it was, information that was, what would you call that? What would the word be today? Like some gatekeeping? Does it seem like that or feel like that? You guys tell me in the comments. And if you're on the replay, jump in there as well. And if you're in the live chat, okay, let's look at, hold on a sec. We are going to look at another one here where, again, he's talking about, let's talk about this bit here right now. It's when these things are being talked about and discussed, there are, some people, and I've seen a couple comments. It's like, well, going after Leah is not going to XYZ. Nobody's going after Leah. There's, in this community, in any community, the only way, it's like you have to have a fair amount of transparency and understanding. And sometimes when things get all gummed up, the more truth that is out there, the better. And people have more information to make your own decisions. No one's saying, don't follow this person or don't do that. We're not in middle school, okay? We're not in middle school. But there is information that's come to light that's being shared, and you can do with it do nothing with it. Or, make your own decisions about what you want to do, where you want to go, who you want to support. That's all up to the individual, very much so. And the beautiful thing about SPTV and this genre is it's decentralized. There's nobody in charge. Aaron Smith-Levin has the largest channel, and by nature would be looked at like, hey, you have more experience doing this. There's not a lot of, I can tell you from my perspective, there's not a lot of coordinating going on. It's like I might just, and especially with Aaron, like the day before or that day, hey, let's do a video or let's do this. There's people are doing their own thing. And that's why you see so many different voices and styles and even different focuses that they focus on. Because we've all had this shared experience in Scientology, but different individual experiences. And that's why bringing these things to light and talking about it and questioning it, that's okay. That should be done. And remember, this is being questioned too by many people, many of you never in Scientology who have supported different people in this movement, but also by the people who grew up in Scientology, second, third generation Scientologists who have never been allowed to question. So when you say, oh, you shouldn't bring that up or you shouldn't talk about it because it might hurt XYZ, that's just not true. And it's just not realistic too. You can choose to listen or not listen to anything. I can watch or not watch anything I want to. Nobody tells me what I can watch or cannot watch or can read or cannot read. I left Scientology. So I don't subscribe to that. I'll watch it. You can run the gamut, right? But that's my 2 cents on that. I'm trying to catch up and see what you guys are saying here. Let's grab a couple questions here. Allison, having the Mike Rinder files, Aaron said there are crimes of SA on it. If he's complacent, Aaron, I mean, what is going on here? Do nothing, shame on you. Yeah, I don't know. I know that I got a feeling a lot more things are going to be coming out. I think for a while, it does make sense to me, this, why not just release all of it? I didn't see it. I don't know what's in it. Maybe just put it up on the internet on Wikipedia or something. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to understand any reason why it just can't all be out there. But that's me. And I don't know a lot about it. I haven't had conversations I know as much as you guys do because we watch the videos. That's how decentralized and not organized things are over here. And people are doing their own thing. Hey, Diane, more fun than sitting at home. Thank you for becoming a member for a month, Diane. Does Mike Rinder have something on Leah? Possibly could be why the shut out all of a sudden and no support for us here. Thoughts? I don't know. I kind of don't see that happening with Leah Remini. I don't know her beyond what you guys know and same thing, what you've seen, I've seen. That's all I know. I get the idea that she's not to be pushed around. Now, does it, and people who've left Scientology and been in for a long time connect more with different people. That's why there needs to be so many different creators here on SPTV, in Scientology, ex-Scientologists, and out. Never been in, people who've never been in Scientology, because you need those different points of views. And some people will gravitate towards a certain style or a creator because what they talk about, they have more experience with or more connection to. So there needs to be a bunch of different ones. Danny, thank you for that super sticker. Natalie Webster is a hero. Hey, I don't know about that, Danny. I would say that I would point that right back at you. I am just the big mouth who sits in her house or wherever she is going on about this stuff. I appreciate everything you guys are doing out there. Although I'm going to be getting out there today. Today is the day. Hey, Jay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, fine. My baby's here. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to grab your guys' questions here. Asen, where does the money go from the estate sale to relatives, or does CFS? Oh, does Cult of Scientology even make money on their members' death? For Kirstie Alley? No, that goes to her family. Can you guys hear that, coffee maker? Because now still a good time. Oh, I try to tell my children, like, this is my job. This is like me at work now. Do I come to your place of work and run a loud coffee maker? No, I do not. Just teasing you, Jared. Let's see. Diana says, makes me sad, mad, as he was holding out hope it wasn't true where Leah stands. Correct. And I think that's the biggest things for me that I'm hearing is that, because she blocked multiple people on Twitter, is what he was sharing and saying. And they can see that. So we know that is for sure a thing. I don't understand that either, but I do know this: anybody has the right to communicate or not communicate with anybody they want to. So whatever her reasons are, and she did it. And it does send a message, which is what I think have people kind of, feathers in a ruffle. I totally get that. And I agreed that it definitely sends a message, but it's also her right to do, so I guess what I'm saying is I can see where different people are coming from. But she has a right to do that as well. Why? I don't know all that behind the scenes stuff, but I am here to speculate with you guys. So we are in speculation mode. So let's hear it. Cole Blue 64. I think we wanted Leah and Mike to be supportive of SPTV, fight the good fight of ending Scientology. I agree. I completely agree. When I first came on the scene and started my channel, it was right about the time things were kind of going on with Miriam Francis wanting information from Mike. Actually, you know what? I take that back. That was a little later. When I came on was shortly after Aaron Smith-Levin was voted off the board of the Aftermath Foundation. So it's just like you guys, I was watching along and watching the channels and seeing all that happen. And that, it kind of set the tone in ways. But I thought, well, you know what? People get upset. They have disagreements. If we can we all have a shared goal, but we also don't all have to get along. People don't have to agree on everything. Some people were happy that it happened. Some were upset that it happened. It's going to be all over the place. So if you can get behind whether it's the SPTV Foundation or a certain creator, and that's how you want to contribute to helping to expose Scientology, do it. If it's getting behind the Aftermath Foundation or Mike Rinder and Leah Remini, and that's how you want to contribute to help expose Scientology, go do it. I am very much of a you do you, boo. You do you. I'm here to share information, give you my 2 cents on it, and speculate at times. But when I do speculate, I'm going to let you know that's what it is. But at the end of the day, you do you, boo. We all got to kind of do what you feel's right. Support the creators you want to and not the one you don't. It doesn't have to be cruel. You don't have to, again, this is not an airport. You do not have to announce your departure. You can just go. That's the beauty of being outside of Scientology is you can question, you can criticize, you can ask questions. And I think we're going to just learn more and more as we go here. Let's take a quick look at let's see, this is another clip from Aaron's, from the video that he did discussing the elephant in the room. I think this one is too a little bit about Leah.
Hierarchy. There's no people who are untouchable. And that includes me. God knows I'm not untouchable. Look at how many people have been trying to humiliate me and embarrass and destroy me for at least 6 months. That's okay. Bring it on. I'm also a big boy. I can also take it. But Leah, all I expected you to do was not take sides. And I already knew that you take or privately. Of course, I know. I've known for months and months and months that you were on Mike's side. But I'm sorry. Actually encouraging fair gaming and attacks against me, it's where I draw the line. And you're not untouchable. And I would have called you, but you've got me blocked.
Yeah. That was surprising to me. Was that surprise to you guys? The whole blocking thing? Let me grab a couple comments here. Cold Blue, I think we did that one. When Leah said the child abuse was basically not her forte, she was not interested in that. And you know what? I think I might have that clip. I don't know if I think I have it. We might watch it. And what you're talking about is when Serge Del Mar, in fact, let me just see if I have it here. Yeah, let's just play it and then we'll discuss that question there. Because it has to do with kids in the Sea Org and childhood essay.
When Serge Del Mar was at Leah Remini's house, he asked her, Leah, why don't you do more talking about the kids in Scientology? She said, baby, I love what you do, but I just don't have a dog in that fight. Huh? Leah Remini is the national ambassador for child and family protection for Child USA. How in the hell do you not have a dog in that fight?
That was another one that was shocking that came out on. I try to look at things from the other side too. Like, how would that, what did she mean by that? We don't have the full context, right? We have this, this is the information we know that Aaron is sharing. And I like to just add, keep in mind, there's always another side to a story. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. On one hand, I get what she might be saying, and this is my interpretation, speculation. I have no idea. But that her focus on what she's focusing on when going at Scientology is Scientology's fair game tactics and the harassment that she and her family experienced. And that is her focus. So she stays on message, on brand to that, not to go and, and talk about it. Like Serge Del Mar does such an amazing job in advocating for people who grew up in the Sea Org, who experienced these abuses, other kids in Scientology who grew up, especially who suffered SA and other abuse in those communities. This is something he knows firsthand. It's not something that she knows. So again, I'm not defending her. I'm just, me, I always like to bring to the table. Let's just remember there's always two sides, sometimes even 3 and 4. Or could it also mean, because we can give everything meaning, right? We get information, we as humans then give it meaning and insert things that sometimes are there and sometimes are not. Maybe it does. I just find it hard to believe that for me, my 2 cents, you guys tell me what you think. I didn't think that totally meant like I'm not supporting it. Did she, word it well? No. If that is in fact how it was worded, because this is a little bit of a game of telephone, but I think that she can be a supporter of bringing that down, but not, I get what she's saying at the same time about how she doesn't have a horse in that race. But you do, as an advocate for Child USA, you're kind of basically saying you have a horse in the race. So there's the rub. There is the rub from where I sit. It's more that point. But we get everything out of context, but who knows? So Laurie Plays, thank you for being a member for 2 months, Laurie. Love your song that you were doing. I'm more disappointed in Leah's turn than I was Mike's. With Mike, I feel like I should have seen it coming. I was blindsided with the Leah news. Yeah, me too. And I get what you're saying about that. And I think that's pretty, I think that's kind of a common thing that we're seeing, but it's probably the most surprising for a lot of people. Patroness Glow, thank you for becoming a member. Hip, hip, hooray. Ooh, that was uneven. Let's see. Max's mom, Mike Rinder, will only do what's best for Mike Rinder. Same for Leah. They don't like Aaron because he exposes all the shit, no matter who it belongs to. Aaron wants to help survivors expose the bad. That's very true. I will say this, in my experience and being around here since December, there's definitely a different vibe of the people that I've communicated with, that I've collaborated with. It's not like everybody is madly in love with everybody, and it doesn't need to be that way. Everybody does not need to be friends, but that also does not mean that you need to be enemies either. The difference I'm seeing, though, and you guys, you tell me if I'm wrong, right? This is how I'm seeing it, is I've seen videos done reacting to Stephanie Hutchinson and things that she's done. There haven't been, it feels almost like these attacks come in and then people respond to it. But no one's been attacking like the Aftermath Foundation or saying don't support it or anything like that. That might be changing in the immediate future for some, given everything that's coming out right now. But I would agree with that. There's been just a crazy amount of, from those blog posts to things that have been on Twitter and on the internet. Mostly they go after Aaron, but other creators as well, but specifically the SPTV Foundation. And that's where I think, okay, that's like funky, because why would you? And this is why also I've continued to show support for the Aftermath Foundation. When people share about it, right, in other videos, I share the video. I don't not share it because, oh, no, we can't shout out the Aftermath Foundation. That has not been my stance on it. When I do my recaps, I want to bring you guys what you're talking about, right? Answer questions as I can and give that viewpoint as somebody who spent 35 years in this cult. But I think you get the message, though. Let's see. Yeah, D. Marie, that's kind of what I'm saying. It seems like to be a one-sided attack. And that's where, at this point, even now I'm like, okay, like that's enough. Like, put down the weapons. This is getting ridiculous, because at the end of the day, here's what's happening and here's what's going to happen. It's only going to hurt the Aftermath Foundation and people connected to it, because the vast majority of our audience are people never in Scientology. And one thing I think, I would say people in general, but the vast majority of people who share our community who've never been in Scientology appreciate is transparency and truth. We all make mistakes. Everybody at some point is going to say something stupid or the wrong thing, or it can be misinterpreted or interpreted how somebody chooses, and then they can use that for fuel for whatever their agenda is. But the more openness about it, the more, hey, we are human, but not, you can do that without, like actually attacking another organization that's working to help people who are victims of Scientology. And that's why it confuses me as well. And it took me quite a while to like finally be like, okay, yeah, that seems very attacky, because there will always be a level of trolling this is the internet. This is YouTube. The larger a creator gets in any genre, the more hits they're going to take. But this is different. This is Scientology adds a flavor of stupidity to things that is you can smell it. You can smell it when it's Scientology and somebody's using Scientology in those ways. In those ways, using it for the dark. That's why I like Miriam's channel, Rage Against the Dark Arts. That's right, Susie. This is fair game. It is. It's what it looks like. Let's see. I'm trying to grab more of your questions here. Gary, do you think that Leah might see discrediting Mike Rinder as discrediting her case? I don't think so, because as I understand it, Mike Rinder doesn't have anything to do with her case, that he was not going to get involved in it. I don't know if he's testifying or not. I don't know if she thinks that or not. I actually can't say. But from where I sit, from my perspective, I'm not sure how it would hurt, because there's so much that can be proved, without Mike Rinder. Natalie, VB Light Breeze, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Great job, Natalie. Leah should have stayed neutral. I agree with that. Thought Leah was better than that and behind Jenna does. But no one stopped harassing the Jane. I'm not totally clear on that last sentence, but thank you. Let's see. E.G. Moore, we need some merch. You do you, boo. I will get on that. I got to add that to my list. That's funny. I am Gabriel. Is SPTV in danger of becoming cultish? I think anything is in danger of becoming cultish. I think belonging to Costco could be in danger of it becoming cultish. Really, what makes it cultish is when there's control. Where are you being followed? Can you make your own choices? Can you leave if you want to leave, right? Can you agree to disagree? For me, that's where it's I've agreed to disagree with people I absolutely love and adore. We don't agree on everything. I might say, well, actually, I see this way. They go, I see it that way. I'm like, okay, cool, good. We can cover it from multiple angles. I don't feel the need to attack anybody who disagrees with me, because for me, my reality will, it'll either change. I'll take into consideration what you're saying, and I'll better understand how you got there, but I'll still be able to hold my beliefs or how I see it. I don't even have to defend those, because my reality is my reality, right? I'm looking at the ocean. You can tell me over and over and over again that it's not there. And I'll be, okay, for you, it is not there. Got it. No problem. I don't even need to say, well, for me, it's there because I see the ocean. No, I don't care. You can think you don't see an ocean. I do. And I'm okay with that. Let's see. Amy says, I was neutral for a while, but it was the Aftermath Foundation and their games that turned me away. Nothing anyone at SPTV members have said. Yeah, it is. I really do. I really like the first blog article. I was like, okay, right. She's getting off some steam. She feels jilted in some way. I don't know. And Stephanie, did her first blog post, but then the one after that and the one after that, it was like, what are you doing? And some of the information was so obvious that you didn't just pull that out of the air. We know where that came from. I see you. But again, you do with it what you will. Yep, that's right. Dastardly saboteur. When you aren't allowed to question things, that's when it's culty. And that kind of brings me back to what I think my point is with all of this. Questioning is good. Raising questions about, especially when you're raising money from people, right? That you should know what you're supporting or what you're not supporting. And sometimes you got to ask those questions. You want to understand better. You really want to know what's going on. But at the end of the day, there's so much that is continuing to be done. We see the protesters out there every day, 7 days a week. These are growing across the country and across the world. We're seeing more news about Scientology abuses pop up in places that you just never thought they would be. This is progress, and all of that's going to continue, whether or not people do what they do, even on this genre here on SPTV or outside of that. But I'm all for questioning. Doesn't mean you're going to get an answer to that question, but you can ask. You can ask. The Holy Rogue saying Mike Rinder has sent a dozen ex-Scientologists to Brian Kent, who is a plant from Scientology. Mike Rinder attacks the SPTV entity and individuals. Now, Leah. Was Brian Kent a plant for Scientology? I don't know. You would think of it. You would think so based on his behavior. This is speculation, but it's been being speculated that maybe that was it. Maybe they found out what he was actually doing and used it against him to get in the way of the other court cases. Could be. We just don't know. We don't factually know. But it definitely gives that. It gives betrayal. It gives helping the cult. Definitely, I would say it feels like that. And I think we will find out. Yep, the cases will continue. Absolutely, they will. January says, I was shocked by the internet randos video, but thought they would apologize when they doubled down. I was out. I am not familiar with the internet randos. Maybe you can fill me in the chat or the comments. I'm not sure what that is. Winston says it was Mike Rinder who tried to hide behind the Aftermath Foundation. Persophones? Being able to question and being able to say, hey, I don't like this one thing is okay. People can do that diplomatically. Continued hate videos, posts, and blocking viewers who disagree is cultish. I would agree with that. Casper says, oh my God, I literally just signed up with Costco, paid $60 for a year, but haven't gotten it yet. Did it online? Good thing I'm lazy. I was joking about, I love Costco. I love it. I have a Costco membership, so I too belong to that. Could be almost, but probably not a cult. And Hausdorff makes a good point. Brian Kent's behavior could just as easily be explained by incompetency. That is true. Not everything is OSA and Scientology. Actually, very little of it when it comes to these disagreements and what some people view as fighting, right? And then sometimes it is. Scientology has their role in it to a degree, but at the end of the day, these are still individuals making their own individual choices on what to believe, how to react to it, and how to show up in the world. So even if there were Scientology operatives speaking in somebody's ear and gaslighting people as they do and making those things happen, that's fine. That's probably going to be going on. But the larger part of it is individuals make their own choices to take action or inaction, right? And to talk about certain things or not talk about certain things. So you just can't keep blaming it on Scientology. Sometimes, but sometimes not. It's just human nature. Now, when you've had training in Scientology and some of the things they do, that gives you a different kind of edge. I will say that. But that's why I'm saying you can smell it when it's that way because it has a stank. Liz, thank you so much. You've been a member for 2 months. Love you, friend, making it rain. Liz, you are. Liz gifted 5 Scientology Life After a Cult membership for people in the chat. Thank you, Liz. Everybody give Liz some love and make sure you're hitting that like button too. People who are jumping in here. Looks like we got some fellow Costco cult members here too. Oh, let's not make that a thing because I do love Costco, but it's got a ring to it. Rachel says, Natalie is a never in. Thank you for being here, by the way. I truly appreciate your unbiased coverage. You're someone who makes it comfortable to have trust in. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to be. I'm not completely unbiased. Mainly for me, it comes down to, are you doing something to expose Scientology? You are good. Fine by me. We're done. Doesn't mean I'm giving you the keys to my house, right? I'm not going to hand you one of my grandchildren. Just fine. Be doing that. Good on you. If people are talking about it, we're going to share it on the channel. We're going to talk about it because we get to. One of my favorite things is doing these videos and talking about Scientology in a free and open way. So I am all for that. Let's see here. Go. I got to skip past the Costco comments. Costco-tology. Sign me up. Take my money. Take my money now. Okay, so Casey Cat, thank you so much for that super chat, says, I lost all respect for Leah, fair gaming ASL, while at the same time suing CFS for fair gaming her. She has chosen and chose the dark side. I'm shocked and disappointed. I totally get that. And that is the type of backlash that, you know, Leah and other people will have to deal with and accept or not accept. But that is the beauty of it. People get to choose. You get to choose what charities you support out in the world, not just here in this community, but anywhere. You get to choose who you associate with, whose content you consume. I mean, sometimes it's fun to like hate watch things. You might still be doing that, right? Channels that you don't support, but you're like, I'm here for the tea. I do it. Always amazed, says Mike Rinder is being exposed. Marty Rathbun looks like an angel compared to Mike Rinder, in my opinion. I can totally see how you got there with that. I really can. Truly, truly. All right, let me get into the right spot here. Cece says, Natalie, I really appreciate your strength and passion and grace. I hope to be more like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I too will say stupid things, inappropriate things at time. If I haven't already done it, it's coming, right? It's human nature. My biggest thing is I do my best to take a step back. I don't want to go back to being that completely judgmental bitch that I was in Scientology, when I had that Scientology viewpoint on how to see people who were different from me, who weren't in Scientology, right? Or who had a different sexual preference. Like, I'm done with that. And so I feel the same way in this community is you do you, boo, because at the end of the day, right? You watch what you watch. Don't watch what you don't want to watch. But when you do certain actions, it doesn't mean we all have the freedom to say whatever it is we want, right? We can do so, and we're supposed to not be, the government is not supposed to mess with us because of it, right? We have that right. That does not continue out into the court of public opinion. People are going to have something to say about it, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. It really is. So there's many ways that you can view it. And I think it's helpful to try to understand each of those angles and sides, if you can, as it relates to Scientology. Mary, and you one of my grandchildren. That's right. Yeah. I mean, we could have lunch, but yeah, doesn't mean like, now I believe every word coming out of your mouth. With all people. Howdy from Texas. Hello. Mama D63. Thank you so much for that super sticker. I appreciate it. I still need to get me those malasadas. We haven't done that yet. It's been pretty darn busy and fabulous all at the same time. We did yesterday have a celebration of life here for my dad. I'm going to do a couple shorts so you guys can see some of that. It was just so beautiful doing it right off the water. It was so great. Let's see. Lady Jane out. Maybe Leah just wanted to cause some controversy like her bestie, J-Lo. Does J-Lo have controversy right now? I'm so out of the loop. Somebody tell me in the chat or tell me in the comments if you know. Murray Chat says, no, maybe none. None of us are the same. We all have our loves in our life, and helping kids is mine. That's beautiful. That is fantastic. Handready, Natalie, thank you for your honesty. I don't think you realize how important your opinion is to us. Never ends. Thank you. I appreciate that. May your dad rest in peace and you all find beautiful closure. Thank you for that. And you guys all don't even need to believe everything I say, right? Go like, check it out. Make your own decisions. I want you to do that. Even if it means if I have a point of view on something and you see it differently, that's okay. You're totally welcome here. We can still play in the sandbox. I prefer that. Just having more diverse opinions in the people that I interact with all over the place. I'm not even talking just Scientology community, just in every way. That's how we learn. That's how I learn. Thank you, Nancy. I think we hit 18,000 subs. That's awesome. Sweet. Everybody, go check your subscribe button right now because I'd love to hit 20. That'd be great. That's been a little goal I've had in my back pocket. Be nice to do that. Let's see. Mike Jesus, Natalie, Leah was in the Sea Org when she was a child. She could and should definitely speak about what she lived. Yes, she did. She wrote a whole book about it. It's actually a pretty good book. I liked it. Yeah, definitely. She's got, and this is the thing, even when people disagree, right? She's still doing her thing. She's going right after Scientology. She's going right to the belly of the beast, if you will. That is still a good thing. That doesn't take away from, this doesn't take away from that. And she gets to choose who she wants to support and how she does it. We might not like it, but she does. Cool Blue, thank you so much for doing 5 Scientology Life After a Cult memberships. Hip hip hooray. Boy, this one shoulder just seems like it's not moving. I need a massage. Okay, you guys, let's see. I'm getting towards the bottom. Gary saying, I may be mistaken, but I thought Mike gave a lengthy affidavit to her team stating how he was the head of OSA for however many years, and what he said lent a lot of credibility to her claims. Yep, that is true. Liz Ferris, hey, thank you for the super sticker. Come to Pearl Fest. That's right. Liz, can you put the details in the chat? And Liz, if you have done or do a video about it, make sure you send me a link or a clip and I'll share it for sure, because I can't remember the details of when it is. That is going to be amazing. They've even got merch. I think if you go to Liz Ferris's channel and you go to her merch shop, there's merch that they're doing for Pearl Fest. Oh, it sounds like it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, old Frizz, I agree on this one. Why block Streets LA though? That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Could be too. It's like, each of, okay, I can only speak from my viewpoint of somebody who's loved Scientology. Sometimes things can get, and you know what? This isn't even limited to Scientology now that I think about it. Sometimes we all get overwhelmed. And I'm not speaking for Leah or saying that's what happened to her. I'm just saying, like, you ever get to where you're like, you know what? This is just too much. I need to unsubscribe from some things, right? And then you unsubscribe. I do that with my email. Unsubscribe. And in life, sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to unsubscribe from this right now and walk away. I'm going to swipe left. Left is the one you don't want, right? Right is the one you do. I never got to do the internet dating, but people I talk to say it's right. Right swipe is good. Somebody will tell me in the chat. Yeah, Renee, interesting, because Streets LA has called out Mike Rinder. Oh, I see. Yeah, that kind of makes sense that's why she would block him. Could be. KD Lee says Aaron is spreading lies and people flying monkeys are eating it up. That's a point of view too. That is something that, is a point of view of some people, and they're totally welcome to have it. Is flying monkeys from like the Wizard of Oz? Do. Because I more identify, I feel like, as a munchkin, if I think about it. Maybe even Dorothy herself. I'm not sure. I would have to give that some thought, but. Okie dokie. Oh, okay. So Gary's saying that's why I'm speculating that she might think discrediting Mike hurts her case, but who knows? I'm just a curious never in. It could be. It's an important case. It's an important time to bring it. And I'm glad she's still doing that. And wish her well on that. Clearwater, Erie, PA, you have 20,000 subs in your back pocket. I do not. Only 18. I think Nancy just said we hit 18. Next goal's 20. Oh, it's from Oz? Okay. I thought so. The Flying Monkeys. I thought so. Let's see here. Analytical Blarney. Thank you so much for the super chat. From my perspective, it seems like the second gens have all left the cult. However, it seems like the first gens can't take the Scientology out of themselves. Still behaviors that support cult tendencies. That's really interesting you say that, because I do believe, you guys tell me what you think about this. I feel like a lot of the disagreement or dust up, if you want to call it, does have a lot to do with differences in generations and those experiences within Scientology. There was a time, if you talk to some people who were back in the day with the ship, there are horrific stories, but also it sounded like it was so much more lax in ways. So people could have had different experiences, right? But when you are born into it, you don't have a choice. And I think there's a level, I know for myself, I've had this question multiple times over the years. Were you ever upset or, had any animosity toward your mom for getting you into Scientology? And I've thought about it a lot. And my answer remains the same. No, I don't. My mom loved us and she did the best that she thought that she could do with the tools that she had. And for her, that was a step up, right? You don't go into Scientology knowing that it's a cult. At least most people don't. I have heard of it happening with very few. Actually, I've heard it happening with one person. But there could be others, because just because I don't know about it didn't mean it didn't happen. But yeah, I think there's something about that generational age difference as well. Also, as it applies to communication, right? How we communicate, how the social contracts we have on the internet, right? Sometimes some people from an older generation might not have that understanding and communicate the way that they did 20 years ago, when you could communicate that way and it was a little different. I think that creates issues with communication, and you're not always speaking the same language. Early on, it was my hope that that was it, and that by pointing it out, we could make a point of, hey, it's like, calling people keyboard warriors, and that, when you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. Saying stuff like that is not going to make you friends. But maybe that's the goal. I've often felt, based on what I have seen, that there's definitely a lack of understanding, but most importantly, appreciation and gratitude for everybody who brings something to the table when it comes to exposing Scientology. And mainly I'm talking about the protesters. They do it with a different style, but no one can take away that it's having an impact. Look what happened at the Hollywood Testing Center. Look how many people have reached out and say, hey, I was about to start a course and then I didn't, or I had already gone in. Look at Relatable Reese the other day shared a great story. We highlighted it yesterday about her HVAC guy who had just started in Scientology, and she let him know about it. It's like, however you come across people and you choose to share that message and expose Scientology, God bless you. It's fantastic, and I support that. What you do outside of that, it's, again, we don't have to agree on everything for me to be like, hey, I like that you did that you exposed Scientology in that way. All right, we are going to, let's make sure we got through a few things here. I think we did, and we'll have to start wrapping it up here. Keep an eye out. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell, because if everything goes as planned today, I'll be heading over to where it all happened, the beginning for my sister and I in Scientology. And we thought we'd take you around. We were going to go find the location where we met Mark David Chapman when we were kids, and we used to sell him pictures that we used to draw, because we were at the Scientology organization with our mom and nobody was watching us. And I'd invite him to come over to Scientology. And he did. Not when I was there. I heard about it afterwards and got in huge trouble for it. Huge. Oh, good. Tina, in the last 20, you got one of those memberships. That is so awesome. That is so great. Dip, thank you for the reminder for everybody. Don saying, get some donuts to eat at the Scientology Center. Malasadas. I am the hunt. We're going to a bakery after that. So, and then we are going to go see a Hawaiian recording artist that we always used to go see when we would visit my dad here. And I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of live streaming. I might, you know what? Actually, I got to double check. I think I can just live stream it with the music on, and I'll just demonetize the video, because it'd be so cool for you guys. But I don't know if they want that, because they live stream it, but they don't share it till the day after. But I might do a little bit, and I also might just mute it. We'll see. You never know with me. You never know. I'm figuring it out as I go, 1 hour at a time. We are going to continue talking about this, so don't worry about it. So bring your questions. Think about what they are, what you would like to discuss. We can kind of do group therapy here and see if we can't figure out why the parents are fighting and what is going on. Jill says, wouldn't it be a scream if Anonymous picketed the Aftermath Foundation? I hope that they don't, because I want to believe that the Aftermath Foundation is continue to do good work. But I will say this. They picked the wrong people to do a fake account over and make it look like Anonymous was attacking the SPTV Foundation and Aaron Smith-Levin. That was a mistake. I'm hoping nothing comes of it. But if you guys remember the Anonymous protest back in the day where we learned about them, you would know that doing that is the exact opposite of what they would do. It really is. Okay, everybody. So thank you for being here. Please hit that like button on your way out. Check your subscribe button. That is your homework. Keep an eye because I'm going to pop on later today. Like I said, we're going back to where it all started and show you guys around. And then we're going to we're going to head to Waikiki this evening and see one of our favorite recording artists who's performing outside right on the beach in Waikiki. So I hope to share that stuff. It's going to be later your time because here in Hawaii, we are 5 hours behind Central Time. So it might be the evening for some of you, or middle of the night if you're up and you're not getting any sleep. Come and join. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And most of all, I hope you get out there today and have the best cult-free day.